Hey guys, my name is Cherie, also known on Instagram and YouTube as Cherie and Fitness. This here is an insight to my IVF journey, and in this video in particular I'll be talking through and showing you the whole process of doing a transfer. Now this is based on me and my experience. Yours might be different, but it might give you a bit of peace of mind going through the process. So enjoy, and I'll see you at the end. Okay, so it is 6 a.m. in the morning on the 20th, wow, 20th of May, and I got my period today. So excited. So I have work this morning, and the second that the clinic is open, I will give them a call. I actually was sitting there yesterday in my car, listening to a podcast, listening to a sermon from Elevation Church, listening to Steve Furtick talk about, shout for joy before you see what you get. And I was like, yes, I'm gonna shout as if it's already happened, and I didn't hold back anything. Like, there was no resentment in there. Like, there's been resentment towards God lately, and there was no resentment. It was like, well, it'll happen in your perfect time, and like, I just am excited for when it's gonna happen, and like, I don't need to put all my attention on things that I can't control. IVF is something, and getting my period is just something that I have not been able to control. So I've been enjoying other things, in my day. So I'm just so excited, and I cannot wait to tell Jake. I'm so excited, oh my God. I am in the worst period pain ever. So I went to work and did a workout and was fine, but now my period's really kicking in. I really feel it. So I called Melbourne IVF, and I spoke to, I don't know, it must have been the accounts department, my PLA. So my PLA, patient liaison something, we did finances first. So for the thawing, it was $3,306. So I paid that over the phone, and then she let me know a few other additional charges we might need to do, like, for example, the day hospital. Again, I'll be in the day hospital, and that's where I'll do the embryo transfer, which is so exciting. Yeah, I'm not sure when that's going to be. She also said that there may be costs of medication as well. So she said that to me and then passed me on to the nursing department to talk about the next step. They didn't answer, so I left a voice message, and I'm just waiting for a reply to see what actually is going to happen next. And while I was waiting, I just needed to go down and get some Panadol because I am in so much pain. Like, I'm sitting in the weirdest position. I have a wheat bag on my tummy just to sort of help. Here we go, just going in to get some medication.
Starting with the tablets?
Yeah, starting with tablets, yeah, and then I'll have a scan.
After you have some x-rays and injections, yeah?
Sorry?
You're gonna come back for scan?
Yeah,
Okay.
on Friday next week.
Okay, so I've got the tablets.
Thank you.
Have a seat, please.
Thank you. I think I might actually need to buy a face mask. I thought I'd debrief on what actually is going on. First off, my scarf stinks, and I really should have washed it before I just shoved it in my face. So I went into the clinic and collected my medication, and then after that I went across to see some of the nurses because I just wanted to go over a few questions. It's been a little while, so I got this. This here is basically just like estrogen that I will start on Sunday morning and night. I will have it with food. It's basically to help with my body creating a nice lining, a nice thick lining ready for housing a baby. So once I'm on this, on the Friday next week, I come in for a scan. We check my lining, and if my lining's looking good, we start on this other medication, progesterone, and something else as well. There's like an injection in my tummy. I thought it was in my butt, but it's in my tummy. And then there's I forgot what the tablet is, but it's like a tablet that goes up the vagina. We're talking about periods here, may as well talk about vaginas. So each person is different, and each body is different as well. So just keep that in mind. This might not happen for you if you're going through IVF. So I start doing that on Friday if she says it's all good and I'm happy to continue. But if my lining isn't looking very good, they might keep me on something or change it up, who knows. And then from there, I think it's like 5 days before we do the transfer. Oh my gosh, that just like means that it's not next week, but the week after we do the transfer. I ask questions about, you know, is it still okay to do high intensity interval training, because I am doing F45 at the moment. Is exercise still alright? Exercise is still encouraged, but it's just being smart about it. You know, you're not going there and thrashing your body at the gym, lifting as heavy as you can, smashing your body out till you can't breathe or you feel like you're going to vomit blood. Like, it's about moving your body and being in control of the movement. So I'm still working. When you only have a couple of shots to give this a go, you want to do everything right. So please ask your doctor and nurses as many questions as you can, and that's why I asked that question. And I'm so content now that I'm doing the right thing. But yeah, so let's do it. So I'm in the clinic waiting for my doctor. We've been on these pills that I showed you last time. Not much has changed with my body, mood, anything like that. Not that I've recognized anyway, so I felt like there was really no need to document it. I was busy with work, which is good, nice and distracting. But today we find out how my lining is doing and what day I do the transfer. So I am to continue having my tablets morning and night, and then after a week's time, or at least Thursday next week, I will go in on Thursday and get another scan done just to see how my lining is then. She said it looked really good. She just wants it to have more time, and that is okay. So I am staying on the same medication. I didn't have to do any blood tests, didn't have to do any injections, don't have to start any other tablets yet. But next Thursday I will go in and I will learn a little bit more about that, so it'll be a little bit more of a busier day. We are packing our house, so there's like bare walls and things are starting to go in boxes. But I just wanted to jump on here because yesterday I just had a really emotional day. I don't know whether it is the tablets that I'm having that are making me emotional, or it's just the fact that it's so close to doing the transfer and I am yet still waiting and having a day that's a little bit flat, like with not much on. Just makes me think about how excited I am, but also nervous, like, and I was praying about it, lying in bed, praying and thinking, God, I just want an answer, whether it's going to work or not. I want to be prepared on whether I'm excited or whether I need to prepare myself to feel sad. Like, the anticipation is just so much, and I was thinking about it as I was praying, and just this still small voice came to me and was like, well, that's not faith. Like, it's not faith to know the answer. If I know the answer, then I can't really trust on God to do his job in a way. Like, I'm not leaning on him, because if I knew the answer, I would be like, fine, perfect, I know the answer, there's no suspense, I don't need to feel worried about doing this. Like, I need to have that faith to say, regardless of if I don't see it, I'm going to believe that it's going to happen. And I just wanted to share that with anybody that's just going through this with me. I was praying with my sister as well, and she laid hands on my tummy and was like, this isn't your baby, like, this is God's baby. And I know that sounds silly for some of you, but for me that just helped, because it took all responsibility off me. Like, there was so much pressure on, am I exercising enough, am I exercising too much, am I eating enough fats, am I eating enough carbs, am I eating enough protein, and am I eating too much of it? Like, there's just so many pressures that I've been putting on myself to be the best that I could be, to have the best opportunity that I could have to have this baby. So yeah. I'm here a little bit early, so I went to the bathroom, or I'm in the bathroom, and I'm planning to just maybe go for a little stroll. There's a beautiful park around the corner, so I'm gonna head down there, take my mask off so I can breathe, and then I'll come back and I'll let you guys know what happens. But today, hoping that my line is good, hoping that I will get a date for my transfer, and hoping to pick up medication, the next step that we need to do. Talk to a nurse and learn how to do the injections and all that kind of stuff. So yes, let's go.
So you're going to have your injection, and then you're going to have a syringe, a pink needle and a grey needle. So pink is for drawing up.
Yep.
And grey is for injecting. Okay, so you're going to put the pink one on first. Don't worry, we're not going to inject you with that one. Just screw it on.
Okay.
Okay, so going straight in. Okay, and then you're going to just draw up the fluid. So making sure your needle is in fluid, otherwise you're only going to draw up air.
And that's dangerous.
Well, no, it's fine. It just means that you're just going to not draw up the actual medication.
Okay.
So see how that's all gone?
Yep.
And then you just pull it out. Okay. You will have a little bit of air in there. Just get rid of your pink needle now. And get your grey one. Screw your grey on. Now we're just going to push the plunger up so that the liquid starts to come up into the little grey cap. Just to there. And then that's fine. So anywhere kind of in this bottom belly bit, not too close to your belly button, not too close to your hips.
Yeah.
Yes, for your future brother or sister.
The lining looked really good, so we are going ahead with the transfer. She gave me an option of Tuesday or Wednesday, so I obviously chose Tuesday. We are moving on Wednesday, or at least we get the keys on Wednesday. So the less stressed I am, the better. I thought Tuesday might be a better day to do, and then I can sort of not really rest because I want to help move, like rest from exercise and things like that. But anyway, I am now doing my pills still, morning and night. My little blue estrogen pills. Then I have a pessary, morning, noon, and night in this big packet, but very, very small. And they kind of just go in like tampons would, so it's pretty simple. And then every second day I do a fun injection, and I'm really nervous about this because it comes like, you know, like this, and this is a progesterone injection. When it comes to the IVF injections, the pain's not really going through, especially in the tummy, it's not really going through, it's the after effect. So once the needle's actually out of your skin, that's when a little bit of a sting comes in. And I'd much rather the sting come well and truly when the needle's out of me so I can like hold myself, rather than, you know, there be a sting going in and me thinking that it's the needle that's actually hurting. So that I'll have a blood test on the day of the transfer, and then I'll have a blood test 10 days afterwards as well. Ugh, I hate blood tests so much, but I know that there won't be the only blood test I have, and I know that when you get pregnant you need to do other blood tests too, so I'm just going to have to suck it up. I am so excited. I've got 3 days off work now. Like, I took the time off because my body needs to rest. I did talk to the nurse and she said that, you know, I don't have to just be bed rested for 3 days. So she said, you can definitely move, help set up your kitchen, help set up, you know, your wardrobe and things like that, but just don't lift heavy items, and, you know, don't do any exercise like at work and stuff like that. But, you know, I could definitely like go for a nice stroll and things like that, and I can definitely you know, like unpack my house, which is nice. And I think that would keep me more stressed free as well, knowing that I'm not just lying there going, oh my gosh, there's so many things I could be doing right now. I could actually wash my clothes, and I can, you know, be up and about and doing things. So it'll keep me feeling distracted as I wait. At the first half of the IVF process, I was like, oh my gosh, injections in my tummy. I'm so nervous. There's such a build up to it because there was like so many weeks and months of like waiting for it. But since I am on my second half for me right now, I'm just like, come on, let's do it. Like, yes, let's go. Feeling it. So that is making me feel happy, knowing that I am feeling better and positive about injections. I'm having a read of some of these. There are so many different things that you could be taking, like estradiol patches and del estrogen injections, or this spray, like what last spray, have your last spray on. Like, there's so many different things that your doctor might prescribe you to have when you're going through this. IVF is so different for absolutely everybody. I might be doing something for about 5 days, like injections for 5 days. Someone might need 10 days doing it. So you just have absolutely no idea until you actually get started. You know how girls put a full face of makeup on and do their hair a little bit nicer, and they say, oh, I just woke up. Well, I literally just woke up like this. We just did our second injection. Jake did it today, right here. I am feeling a bit of afterburn from the medication itself being inside me, and this is how I felt the first time anyway. So I'm going to have some breakfast, watch some cartoons because it's Saturday morning, and I'm just so grateful that we did our first needle. It was really hard with the whole COVID thing, having him not there with the nurses to ask questions and to learn firsthand on like what to do and get some practice in. So like I feel for him, and I did a lot of it myself, and I didn't inject myself, but I was really proud that I was able to touch and handle the needles, because previous me would have been like, hell no, I don't even want to look at them. I'll go do something else in a different room, wait until you're ready. So I'm really, really grateful that I feel like I've conquered my fear. I didn't even have to watch Netflix this time. I just sat there breathing and getting through it. So I am exhausted today. All we have done is pack and get ready. We did have our final inspection of our new property, so I'm really excited about that. So we are moving on Wednesday, transfer is on Tuesday. I have done, as you've seen, one other injection. I have an injection tomorrow. Yesterday, I just felt awful all day, like to move, even to just like arch over, it really hurt. And it didn't hurt when I was getting the needle done. It didn't hurt an hour after, but like 3 hours after, it was kind of like just really uncomfortable. And I'd been feeling really nervous about Tuesday. Not nervous, but just like really overwhelmed. Like, this is it. This is the day that we've been waiting for so long. And I was going to go to the appointment by myself because it is midweek and my husband's working. But I was like, I think I need you to come with me, because I didn't realize, you know, until I started thinking about it, just how much this day has a weight on me. And I don't know how I will be. So it would be nice just to have somebody to sort of go through it with. This is what I've been doing to my calendar. So I've been doing like 3 squares to tick off when I do my tablets, and then I have 2 in the top for my blue tablets, which is my estrogen tablets, and then on the second day I will also write injection in there so that I can, where is it? So that I can tick it off. So in the end, my days look a little bit weird, all markings and stuff, but this definitely helps when you are overwhelmed with the amount of things that you need to do. And we're coming up so close to June the 9th.
Normally only really wear high-waisted pants, but currently I'm loving low-waisted. When I get the injections, like I just got one just then, it's right there. It doesn't hurt when I get the injection, but you wait an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, it just starts feeling swollen, sore, and these are the best. So I can be nice and bloated over it and wear a long shirt.
It's the night before.
Chapter 23. The Lord is my shepherd. I have everything I need. He lets me rest in fields of green grass and leads me to quiet pools of fresh water. He gives me new strength. He guides me in the right paths as he has promised. Even if I go through the deepest darkness, I will not be afraid, Lord, for you are with me.
I just feel so at peace. It's hard to explain unless you actually are me, just how much peace I have. And knowledge that this is just going to work. That I'm going to walk in there myself and then walk out there pregnant. And I really do believe it.
I went to Melbourne. Luckily we got there on time. We got there with a little bit more time to spare. So instead of me doing my blood test after the transfer and I needed to collect some more needles, I did them beforehand. So I had time, there was no one in the waiting room, so I'm like, perfect, let's just get my blood test done now. I knew that I would be calmer if I just had my blood test done. And then after the blood test, Jay couldn't come with me even in the waiting room for the next part, so I went to the waiting room by myself. So in the waiting room, I needed to make sure that I was feeling quite full in the bladder. Anyway, I went into the transfer room. It didn't take very long to just wait, and I was so at peace. As I said, when I was sitting in the transfer room, I was like, yes, so optimistic, this is gonna happen. And went in, I changed basically. It was almost like a pap smear, so I was in a gown and had the bottom half down and went over. There was 3 people in there. So there was a nurse, my doctor, Dr. Toledo, and then there was also another person that works in the lab. But we were there. I rested on the bed, got in position. There was 2 screens. There was one screen that was a little bit in front of me to the left that Dr. Toledo was also looking at, and that had my ultrasound. So the nurse had gel on my tummy and had an ultrasound on the top, and that was showing what my uterus looks like from the belly. It just kind of looked like a deflated balloon in a way, like it kind of looked like a semi-full balloon, and that was my uterus. In the same room there was a TV, but the other girl was working around the corner, so she had zoomed in to what my embryo looks like. I wish I could have brought this in to show you guys all, but during COVID and stuff, I had nobody to come in to film it with for me. But that's okay. It's nice to sort of go through this yourself because each clinical room will look so different and it's such a special event. So I saw what my embryo looked like, and this was like really, really magnified. I saw the catheter pick up the embryo. They said, you're not going to feel anything, but you'll see on the screen in front of me here, you'll see some movement, and then you'll see like a little spark, and then that spark is your embryo. So I saw a little bit of movement and then this little white like spark. It kind of looked like smaller than a tic tac, probably half the size. Yeah, she said you'll see some movement as the catheter sort of comes back out, but that spark will stay there. I just love that she called it a spark. I'm like, so cute. So that it stayed there, and then she had confirmed it again, like moved around the ultrasound stick so that I could see that it was still there, as well as they could see it. And then, yeah, they were done. Basically, they were like, there may just be some fluid around, but that's just, it's nothing to worry about. And then I got a list of things to avoid to eat. So basically, I'm kind of pregnant now until proven otherwise. So I need to avoid raw fish and rockmelon and basically things that have listeria or can cause listeria. So it's pretty exciting, and I've just been walking around being like, I'm pregnant, not to everybody, but just mainly to my husband. So I'm believing that I'm pregnant, I'm talking like I'm pregnant, I'm eating like I'm pregnant, and we are just going to believe that it's happened. I am so tired, but I'm just like overwhelmed as well. Like there's such a big lead up to this moment that now I'm just exhausted. So plan now is we have a blood test next Friday, and that will be the deciding factor. However, she did say that I could take one of the nurses said that I could take a pregnancy test between now and then, or she didn't say I could, but she said you're probably going to anyway, and I will. So hopefully it will say that I'm pregnant. But if it doesn't, at least I'm preparing myself for a blood test and getting a call saying, no, you're not. I think that, yeah, I think I'd rather like find out it's a no and be in my own home rather than over phone, like, you know, jumping between work and stuff like that. But I will still be doing injections, all my medication as per usual until my blood test. So I have an injection tomorrow, 3 tablets and 2 tablets to take a day as well. Again, this might be so different for each person, but that is what I'm going through, and I'm still doing that all the way through to my blood test. And then once I become pregnant, or once they find out I'm pregnant, then they'll tell me what the next medication is or how long I need to be on this for. But if my blood test today comes back with my progesterone levels that are a little bit different, then they'll call me and say, change your medication up, like have, you know, this X amount of days instead. And so I will let you know. Wow, that was pretty intense. So if you have your own story, write in the comments below, hit me up on Instagram and we can have a chat there as well. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you get a notification when my next video is out, and share it with anybody that might need it, anyone that's going through IVF, especially if they've told you. Make sure you check in with them, see how they're going. But yeah, I'll see you in my next video.